Well, hello everybody. Welcome back once again to JJ's PC Build. You know it is JJ with you once again. Now it's time for graphics card nightmares right here on the channel. So we're going to go ahead and get it started. You know how we do it. We just make sure you got your drink and snacks, by the way. And that way we can get the party started. You know how we're going to do it. We're going to go and explore Amazon. We're going to explore Newegg and Micro Center and see what's happening today. And see what the prices are going to look like for this week. So let's go ahead and get the party started on the action screen. Alrighty, now we can get the party started. Let's see what we got cooking on Amazon right now. Looks like the price is coming up on the 580. It was down near 95, 96 bucks. Now it's up to about $106. Wow. Well, 730 don't mean much. 284 for a 3060 12 gigabyte. Yeah, that might be, if you're going to spend like $285, to be honest with you, I would save your money a little bit, get yourself up $100 or $2 and get yourself a better graphics card. Because when, goes down the line and DLSS 4 comes out and new stuff starts coming out for NVIDIA, you might want to be a jump ahead a little bit and get yourself prepared for the 50 series cards. So I would save up your money and worry about getting a 50 series card. Other than a 30. 3060, 275. Let's see. They got another 3060. Seems like, Amazon's all they're pushing right now is the 3060s. But you got a 6700 XT for $289, $290. See, if, you're trying to stay in between the $200 and $300 range, I can understand that. But, if you save up your money a little bit more and buy a bigger card for the first time, then you can save up your money and go to about 2 generations or 3 generations ahead. And that way you can get something better. Always keep that in mind. You always want to get the next best thing. And it seems like every year there's like the next best thing, but you want the really best thing, then you save up your money for it. A lot of people, what they do is they wait for the high price cards to come out and they save up their money to get one of them big high price cards. So that way it'll carry them 3 to 4 or 5 generations down the road. Sometimes. Now the way this has been rolling for the last, as long as I've been doing it, I would say 40 years, around there. 35, 40 years. I lose track, just to tell you. I lose track over the time of the years. I know I started way back out in the early 80s. I'd say around 86, but I really started in 79, 80 right there, in between that. As I was a kid growing up, we had those old time computers, like the Apple, the older Apples. It is what it is. But moving on down the road, they got a 7600 XT. I'm still going to shy you guys away from that, because if you're going to buy a 7600 XT, you're best off to get yourself a 7800 XT, because you're only looking at maybe 125 more, and you're looking at a hell of a lot more performance if you're going to do that. I got the 7800 XT right here. That's what this red little box is. This is a power color. Hellhound 7800 XT, 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Just like the one right here, it's got 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Oh my God. We forgot to get the big cursor out, Big Nasty. Let's go ahead and get Big Nasty all set up for you guys. Looks like I didn't get it all set up. My bad. Let's see. Now we got it all blowed up. Let's go to a different color this time. We got Big Nasty out. So let's go ahead and move down the road. Let's see. 4060 Ti OC, 8 gigabytes, $400. Like I said, it's a 40 series card, yes, but it's only 8 gigabytes. I'm kind of shying you guys up to the 12 and 16 gigabyte margins. 8 gigabytes is still good. Depends on if you want to play older games and stuff like that. But the newer games and stuff like that, you're either going to have 2 ways you can do this. 1, you can take a hit on performance. Or 2, you can take a hit on the way it looks on your screen. So you can lower your display settings down just to be able to play the games. But like I said, you're going to get a hit on your display settings. It's either performance or display settings. You have to make up your mind either way. Okay, if you're going to go with an 8 gigabyte card, that's what you have to look at. You want to run at 30 or 35 FPS or maybe lower, or you want to run at about 60 FPS and your screen looks like crapola. That's up to you, but you have to make that decision. I cannot make it for you. They got a 4070 Ti Super, 16 gigabytes for $820. Let's just say that. Okay, moving on. 6600. A lot of, some people are still getting them and they're playing the older games, for $200. It was down to $179 about, what was it, for the last couple days, but now it's moved up to about $200. So depends on where you shop at, you never know. Now the 5500 XT, that's an 8 gigabyte card, just like the 6600 XT. And if you don't know, what we can do is you go and you look at the 5500 XT specs, and I'm typing this in Google. So you go here to Tech Power Up, and then you go down to this relative chart. They call it relative performance. So we look at and see where the 5500 XT is, and then we stroll forward to see where the 6600 is. The 5600, okay, we got the 67% difference between the 55 and the 66. Okay, so looking at the performance wise, you're going right here, right here, 67% faster. This one is 67% faster. So for 67% more at an extra $50, you can get that one right there. So for an extra $50, you get 67% more performance. It's a relative chart. It's averaged. To me, relative means average. So I'm going on an average. Now, if you want to know the dead skew of it, then basically you would have to get those kind of benchmarks to get the actual numbers and then compare them with the either or. But for $50 more, you're only looking at 67% more performance. So, but if you got like a 6650 XT, it's going to be a lot more performance. For $20 more, $25 more, you can get a 6650 XT if you want to still stay around the $200 range. Now, let's keep moving on down the road and see what else we can find. Oh, 7900 XTX. Well, $29 from, look at the MSRP at $999. So you're looking at another $29 added to it. They got to make some kind of money, obviously. So that's about as close as you're going to get to MSRP, but it'd be better to see it around $700, $750 for the 7900 XTX. When all the new graphics cards come out, all these are going to be sitting on the sidelines, and then the prices are going to really come down. Not unless they hold them up there for another year or two, then basically it wouldn't really be worth it to get them then. It would be, but it, in some sense, with all your AAA games, you want to keep up on the current events. So, all depends. But going from past, and hear me out, going back from 2 years, and moving forward, the graphics are going to be a lot better. Yeah, the older ones will give you okay graphics for some games and stuff like that, but you want to take and make sure that if you're playing AAA games, you're getting the best that you can. But I can tell you from 2 years back and forward, that's the best way to go. So your 6000 series, your 30 series, 6000 series is AMD, your 30 series is NVIDIA, and then you go up to your 7000 series for AMD, and you go to your 40 series for NVIDIA. Those would be right around the range of, the kind of cards you want. Because if you look at the pricing is like average between different generations. So basically, if you're going to pay the same price for one card and get one that's twice as better for that same price, you're best to move up in generations. Don't go back, always go forward. You know, I had the habit of going backwards and going to the older cards, and then turn around realizing I was cutting my my graphic performance. I wasn't getting any great graphic performance with the older cards, so I said, well, it's time to move forward. So when I got the RTX right here, RTX 4070, I was like, oh my God, graphics are like unbelievable, you know. But I'm sure you guys ain't gonna pay $550 for it. This is actually, you could have gotten it for $520, but you can always get this one right here, the 7800 XT for $479. But I seen it on a sale, what was it, yesterday or two, and it was $450. And I was like, wow. So these, yeah, look for those sales. You know, especially with a card like that, that's like this generation. I know we got next generation coming out, but, you know, if you got that little extra to spend, you know, either you want to save it for that next generation, which we're getting close to it, or, you know, you don't want to wait for the next generation, then you can go with one of these two cards, because these are mid-level cards. I mean, this one right here is a good mid-level card. You know, it's got 16 gigs of VRAM, like I told you. It depends on what you want to do. 4070 Super, $600. I'm not a fan of Galax. I'm not a fan of Galax. Maybe one day, but not today. 4070 OC, $650. 580, nope. 1030, nope. Let's see. 2 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, so it's a 710. Nope. 6900 XT, water cooled edition. Let's see. 16 gigabytes, water force, water blocking, cool system, 16 gigabytes. GDR6, 256 gigs, 6900 XT. Wow. For 6900 XT for $380. Wow, that's called desperate right there. That is called somebody being desperate. But it comes with a water block on it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Looks like somebody's trying to get rid of a load of these. But performance-wise, it's the 6900 XT. You got the 6950 XT. You know, 6900 XT is going to keep up with the RTX 4070 as far as rasterization. Now, as far as ray tracing, it might too, because they just come out with the free program to give CUDA to AMD graphics cards. Wow, something to think about there. Let's go to Newegg while we're thinking about that. 4070, $600, 3080, $579. No, because right here I would go with 4070 over a 3080. One's 10 gigabytes, the other one's 12 gigabytes. One gives more performance than the other. So 6400, no. 580, no. 4070 Ti Super, $779, which would be around the 7900 XT from AMD. Wow. 6600, you can still get it. Yep, for $179 right here. Looks like Newegg's got it for $179. 4070 OC gigabyte, $535. It's getting down there in price a little bit. Twin Edge, Zotac, $289, $290. 470, no, I don't think so. 3060 12 gigabyte, $284. It's a little cheaper here. 4070 OC. What? Oh, from Hong Kong. I don't think so. When you see like that and they put prices like that, hell no. Always watch who the shipper is. Always watch who the shipper is. Because if it doesn't say from the USA, right here, I wouldn't purchase it if I were you. Now, unless you want to risk your money, that's up to you. But I don't take that risk because I'd rather put it towards parts that I can, put on the channel and show you guys, other than parts that I can't show you because I've been ripped off. And, making one video for a rip-off is not really a video. That's just something you just listen to somebody pissing in the wind. And I really don't think you guys want to listen to me piss in the wind. So maybe you do. You never know. Then you guys be like, oh my God, he's done put his balls on a table. And I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, somebody said that. He's nuts. But anyway, got to keep it clean too, because it seems YouTube policies are getting really rough now these days. And from what I'm hearing, that we can't, anything dealing with killing devices and stuff like that, we can't really say it on YouTube anymore because of the new terms of service. So 7900 GRE for $510, but it's an Acer with the $10 off. So that's $500 dead flat for an Acer Nitro. That's not too bad. That is a fantastic deal. That's not too bad. Yep, that's not too bad. And look at the size of it too. That's about the same size as my RTX 4070. It's got 2 fans. It's like this one right here. This one is like this one right here, but this one has better performance than this one does. Like maybe 20 times more performance. 7900 XTX. This one's cheaper in price. Wow. 6600 XT. They got $223. Open box. Oh, that's a rack. Never mind. You guys ain't gonna be interested in that. A 6800 for $349. 7800 XT, $479. Told you guys, you can always find them for $479. 4060 for $300. Nope. 4060 for $292. Wow, this has got to be a hell of a 64 cores, 128 threads, 128 gigabytes, 2 terabytes, and a 4 terabyte, and a 3078 gigabyte, and Windows 10 pre-installed for $8,000. And this says save $5,296. Just say $5,300. Really? Seriously? Oh, Lordy. No. I would never buy something like this for $8,000. Because if I were to do a PC, it would cost $1,500, and it would have maybe 8 cores and 16 threads, or maybe 16 cores and 32 threads, but have twice the speed as this. No. I know that sounds like an illusion, but don't let yourself be eluded by the cores and threads, because you do know that the scheduling on Windows shuts half of the cores off. So it's like a waste of money and time, unless you turn off the scheduling, and then it's full-blown cores all the time. And then you're looking at a heating issue and everything else, and it's just not worth the headache. It really is not. This one's not bad. But that's for a 4070 Super. Let's see. 6750, 289. Let's keep moving on down the road, guys. 4080 Super. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Seems like AMD and NVIDIA are running hand in hand in prices. It's unbelievable. 6800 XT, which is close to equal to the 4070 on rasterization. But when it comes to ray tracing, 4070 is going to take out the 6800 XT. Because under heavy workloads, the 4070 is king. We'll put it to you that way. Or queen, if you want to call it, because if you got girl computer and all that, then you call it the queen. And then if you got a guy computer, you call it the king. You know how that works. So 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes, $439. 50 more bucks, you can get a 7800 XT with a little bit better performance. 4070 Super, $649. No. Refurbished, 3080. Nope. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move our way to Micron Center and see what they got cooking. Looks like they got nothing available to ship for this week. See, it says 0 available to ship right here. So we don't see anything, but what's in store? Oh, let's get that out of the way. Let's see. 4070 Super, $600. 4080 Super, $1,000. This is 1100. Blacksmith Wong for the RTX 40 series. That's $800, so that might knock it down to like $750. I would say like $50 for the game. Really? Looks like the 40 series has got a new bundled game, the Black Myth Wong. If I said it wrong, then you can tell me in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure that I probably said it wrong. Looks like they got the deal for many of the 40 series. Many of the 40 series. Because if you look at it right here, this is the 4070. And if you get that $50 game, or it might be $100, you never know. Knock that off of the original price, then this is like $400 or $550. Let's say the game's $100. Now you got $450 graphics card with a $100 game. See, you got to look at the difference between non-physical and physical. Now, a graphics card is physical. Now, with your online games, that's non-physical. So that's two different things. What you put in your hands and you put into your computer, that's physical. Now, whatever you play online, and as far as games and you pay for the games, whatever, that's non-physical. So if the game is like $100, take $100 off of $550, you got $450 graphics card. And it's an overclockable. It's a gigabyte. It's got 12 gigabytes of VRAM. GDR6X. That's not, I mean, to me, that's how I look at it. Because you can't take whatever you put online back with you. A graphics card you can take with you. But whatever game you buy online, you can't take that with you. But your graphics card, you can. So whatever money you put out on the game, that stays on the game. But it doesn't come with the graphics card. So in actuality, neither does the price. Because you done spent $50 to $100 on the game. And then you got a graphics card on top of it. And it only put it up at $450. Now, if you go to look around for a 4070 for $450, let me know if you find one brand new in the box. So that's how you got to look at it too. I know I've said this many times to everybody, but when you get those bundled deals, that's when it really packs on the savings. You know, with the bundled deals. Even if you get two games and you do the bundled deals, I mean, sooner or later you're going to buy the game anyway. So why not get the game and the graphics card all in one shot and save yourself $50 to $100? That's pretty much what you'll be saving when you buy it this way compared to just paying full price for the graphics card and then paying full price for the game. Then you're losing that $100. But this way you're getting $100. You're saving $100. So if that makes sense to you, let me know in the comments below, But let me know what you think about it. I mean, to me, that seems to me to be a great savings at that point. And believe it or not, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm just telling you what I would do if it was me and I was looking for a graphics card. This is how I would shop. But I'm not selling anybody anything. That's the whole idea. I'm not selling you nothing. I'm taking you along on my journey of what I would do, and I'm talking through it. And I'm just taking you all along with me. So you can spend the time looking through like I did. So we just keep moving on down the road now, don't we? Let's see. Anything good. You know, I mean, wouldn't you like to get $1,000 graphics card, knock off $100 because of the game? Game's going to cost you $100. So now you got a $900 graphics card. Saved $100 there. Actually, you saved $200 there. As if you were to spend $1,000 on a graphics card and spend $100 on the game. Come on, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. So, like right here, 7800 XT, 2 games, $479, 2 games. Let's say the games are $100 each. Think about it. Let's do the math. Let's get out the calculator. Not treating you like you're 2 years old, but I'm just bringing the facts, not the fiction. Okay, so this one right here, $479.99. Let's say it's $480, right? Let's minus. We got 2 games here. So let's say the games are $100 each. Just the maximum you could ever get up on Steam, $100 each game. Let's say they're $100 each, so it's $200. So you spend $280 on a graphics card. Okay, think about it. $280. That's just the best case scenario that I'm giving you. Okay, now if you look at it like this, you know, say that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario would be like this. Okay, you take $480 and you minus it, and let's say each game cost you $50 each. So that's $100. So you're still minusing, right? $100. And then, you know, you're paying only $380 for a $479 graphics card. Any savings you get off of these bundles, any savings you get makes that graphics card cheaper, but you still get the performance. You still get the performance deal. That's the better to price to performance is getting a bundle deal. Just to tell you, if you want your best deals, you're best off to get the 2 bundles. Like here, it's got 2 game bundle. I mean, if you got no problem with AMD, this is perfect for you. If you got no problem with NVIDIA, then this is for you. Not this one right here, but you know what I mean. They got the 40 series with the 1 game bundle, and they got the AMD series with the 2 game bundle. Not all of them are going to have that bundle, so you got to pay attention to what you see on the screen. Like this one right here. This one right here. Oh, what? All right, 7800 XT again. But this is 490. You're best off to go with that one right there. So, got more bundle deals right here. 7900 GRE doesn't seem to have that bundle deal. That would have been nice if they would have did it with the bundle, but they're doing a bundle deal with the 7700 XT and the 7800 XT. It would have been nice if they would have thrown it on top of the 7900 GRE, but they didn't do it. So they got a 4080 Super with the game bundle deal. 4070 Super with the game bundle deal. They got a 4070 Super right here again with the game bundle deal. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I think, and truthfully, I think Micro Center is hitting it out of the box this week with all these bundle deals. They did listen to one of my videos that I said it would have been better if they would have strapped more game bundle deals to their graphics cards. I think I remember saying that on a couple of my videos, but you know, never know. They might have watched my videos, but hopefully they did. Hopefully they became a subscriber too. Since I'm doing all this free advertisement for them, you know, and just looking through and going on down the road. I don't spend too much time on certain graphics cards is because there's really no sense in me spending that extra time on them. Because I know some of them are, you know, anything that's over $600 is not going to be worth it in your time. Anything that, you know, if you want to say, you know, you always hear everybody, well, I only got about $300 to spend. So you go in between the $200 and $300 margin. That right there is the beginner cards. But if you want the intermediate cards, you better go from $400 to $600 if you want the intermediate cards. And then anything above that is the high performance cards. Anything above $600, I consider high performance cards. Not a lot of people do. They go say like from $700 to $1,000. or 700 to above to the max. It's high performance. But I go from 600 and above because usually that's where everybody buys from, the $400 and $600 margin, if they're looking for a decent graphics card. Some stick in between the 200 and 300s because, times are tight, and that's understandable. So, and yes, I'm rambling on about these graphics cards like I do every week, and I know you guys enjoy listening to me ramble on. And if you do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And make sure you put a positive like, and make sure also you turn your notification on so you know when I post the next video. And we're moving on down the road. Let's see. 644, 4070 Super, a little too steep, especially with the game bundle. They got that $480 graphics card with the game bundle. I would rather save myself $20 and go that route, and then save me another $100 or $200, depending on what games come along with it. You guys would probably say, well, Jay, what if they stick you with the $9 game? I mean, you're right. If they stick you with the $9 game, then that would suck. Okay, truthfully, yeah, that would suck. But I'm sure they give you a listing of the games that you can get with those bundle deals before you decide to buy. And if you're getting a $50 game and a $50 game, you're still getting $100 credit going on to the game. And then, makes your graphics card like, what? $100 cheaper? You have to look at it that way. I know you're saying, well, no, it don't, this, that, Yeah, it does. Because you got to look at the physical side and the non-physical side. Non-physical side is the games that you purchase online. Those are your non-physicals. In one day, they can go just like that. So that makes you wonder if it's going to be worthy enough to buy even a graphics card with the games. But even if you do buy them with the games, you'll still have a certain amount of time you get to play them. You could play them up to 2, 3 to 4 years, and then guess what? You got your money's worth. Let me go ahead and flip all this off here. And we're down to the conclusions. As soon as I get this cursor done, big nasty down to size, flip off that. The reason why I flip everything off, guys, is because you don't want to leave things running in the background, especially when you get done, you get ready to turn your computer off, and then you got things opened up in the background. I'm going to teach you guys something. And this is a very good lesson for you for today. If you go to shut down your computer, a lot of people do. But make sure all your programs are closed before you do that. Because you can always corrupt your programs, leaving them open and shutting them down, because you can lose driver files. A lot of things can happen, with Windows, can misplace things. And, then you go to start your computer up, and guess what happens? You get blue screen because it won't start because one of your programs are starting up in the background, unless the program itself is designed to start up with Windows. That's in the startup menu and it starts up automatically with Windows. That's a different story. Those are designed to open up with Windows. But if you got a program that's not designed to open up with Windows, and let's say it opens itself up, boom. And you got another problem right there too. So that's something to think about. And you want to eliminate all the problems you can. But there's one little thing we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get down to the end of this. We're going to talk about the outage that Microsoft had, because let's get down to the brass tacks of this. This is something that I've been looking at all day, and it's kind of the thing. If you have CrowdStrike in your computer for an antivirus, it seems that they put out an update which turned bad, and then it caused a lot of computers to crash that had CrowdStrike as an antivirus program. They were getting blue screens. It seems airports were down. This is all over the world, so this is not a cyber attack. This is a company made a mistake on a software update, and it crashed a bunch of computers all over the world. So it's not, they have a fix for it. They have a what was it? They have a solution to the problem. Okay, I'm going to give you the solution so that way you got it on hand. This is a solution that was given to me by a couple friends, so I'm going to give the solution to you guys. I'm going to post it right up here so you guys can see it. Okay, this is what I was told by a friend. They said for CrowdStrike, if you encounter any issues, consider the following these steps. Boot your computer into safe mode or Windows recovery environment. Navigate to the C folder, /Windows, /System32, /drivers, /CrowdStrike folder. Delete any file named right here. Afterwards, your Windows system should boot up normally. Take that out of there and put a period. So, I'll leave this up here for a couple seconds for you guys to get a read on it. Also, too, they're passing it around on the internet, so you might find it on the internet as well, but this is what was passed to me. So, there you go. Turn this out. Don't need this. So, that's just to let you know if you got CrowdStrike in your PC, that might be a small little solution, a workaround for you temporarily until you can get the full problem resolved on an update or whatever, just to help you out. So this way you're not left in the dark. You know, you can always go into safe mode, you know, and make sure, and I'm going to say this to everybody, make sure your safe mode environment is, you're able to get into it, because what happens if you can't get into the safe mode environment for Windows itself? Now you got two environments. You got the Windows environment and you got the safe mode environment. They're two separate environments. They're both Windows, yes, but in order to access if you go back to the years ago days, you can, you know, tap on F8 or F10 to get into safe mode. They have that option in your control panel that you can check it on in case you get to where you can't get into the Windows environment to go into safe mode. See what I'm saying? So, or if you got a USB drive with Windows 11 or Windows 10 on it, you know, let's say you got a Windows 10 operating system. If you got the, you know, one of these with that environment on there, you can always plug it into your computer, start it up, and then go into safe mode through that direction. If it'll allow you, do remember, if you got a password on your, you know, in order to get into your computer, you're going to need a password to get into safe mode. So, and if you don't have that password, then there's no way you're going to be able to get into your operating system at all at that point. So, if you do run into that problem, you can use those little codes to take out that update for now until you can get into your PC. And then once you get into your PC, then, you know, you should be straight. And I would suggest that, if you do turn on that program, that until they get it fixed, that you should disable that program from Windows Startup. I don't even see why you guys need that program anyway. I'm not bashing them or anything else. You know, but when you got Windows Defender already built into your operating system, that's built in, and that is not built in. That's more or less like putting Norton on your computer, slowing it down and everything else. I don't get it. You get one program that goes through the Windows operating system, which they update each day, and they give you free updates, but now you're paying for a program that locks you out of your system. And you're just doing it because you think they're giving you better security. There's no difference from Windows Defender security to their security. Really? If you don't trust Microsoft, then go to Linux and then use that program, for antivirus, security. If you don't trust Windows. But if you do, then just use Windows Defender. It comes free with the operating system. Even if you have a product key or you don't have a product key, they'll still give you the updates for it. Even if you have a local account or you have a subscribed account to Microsoft, they'll give it to you either way. So I don't know why everybody keeps fear-mongering over the fact of what's there and not there. You think they won't give you any critical updates if you go from Windows 10 to Windows 11 to Windows 11 and don't have a product key? They still will give you the critical updates. They still will move your computer forward. So either way you look at it, you can spend 4 years not having a product key and decide, oh my God, I just want to, have the personalized on my computer, the personalized functions. So that's about all they take away from you is your personalized functions, which ain't no big deal. You can get around that too. So if you want to window dress your desktop, you can take a bunch of photos, put them in one file, highlight all of them, right click, and use it as your desktop, your desktop pics. You can download a bunch of photos and use them all, and it goes in like a carousel. It'll switch through as you're watching my screen, it changes. That's because I have one folder with a whole bunch of different pictures in there, and guess what? It goes through in a cycle. It changes like every 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. I get a different picture. My desktop always changes. So do you think I need a personalization part of the account to do that? No, you don't. You can do it with or without it. So there are ways of working around, not getting a product key, but there's no excuse when the product key is between $20 and $30. OEM key, which I did, I went to VIP CD keys, got me a $30 key, put it in this PC, it's registered, that's all that matters. So I have Windows 11 registered. I don't have a problem with it. But anyway, that's just what's happening today. And as far as Graphic Card Nightmare, what's going on, they had some good deals on Micro Center, but that's in-store sales. And that kind of, I know that kind of sucks, but that's basically where they had most of the sales go on with them game bundles. So if you do shop at Micro Center, look for those game bundles. The ones that I told you, the 40 series game bundles and the 7700 XT and the 7800 XT. They got two games. You get 2 games with one bundle on either one of those cards. Now with the NVIDIA cards, you get 1 game on the bundle. So 40 series. Not sure about all 40 series. It looks like, they got a pretty good margin of the 40 series. Just keep your eye focused on that. That's the only thing I've seen good. But through the rest of it, I mean, they had the 3060, the 58, 580, they had a 40, 470. Stuff that, that you used back about 8 years ago, 9, 10 years ago, they had on Amazon. Some of them on Newegg too. Guys, Amazon, Newegg, you want to make your site better? These old crappy cards need to go over on eBay. That's where they need to sell those, on eBay. On your sites, you should have fresh, brand new, all the stuff right up in your face kind of things. Not this old crap being thrown into your face. I see more of the old crap than I see of the new crap. I call it crap because it is. I'd rather see vibrant new cards in the front. Something that goes from 200 to 600. Right in that margin. That's where everybody looks at. Just a pointer, just giving it out to you. But that's my rant for today. But anyway, this is the end of the video. And if you made it this far, subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, we do appreciate you. And I see we do got a lot of good subscribers that did subscribe to the channel. And thank you. And all the new subscribers, we do thank you. And we welcome you to the family and the community here. But all the new ones that are seeing the video right now, subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time and the next video, you know what this is, and I'll see you on the next one.